and then it disappeared. So you see the title. Let me cover up. It's not that type of show. Um, Sometimes you gotta stand in your weirdness. And one example of that I kind of like, why didn't I just say what I wanted to say? For a long time, I was scared to speak up because I didn't want to look weird or sound weird. But all my life, I've been different. I've been told that I was too quiet, too this, too that, all my life. So I have this really bright sunlight thing. It's trying to help me because Seattle or the whole Washington goes gray. Well, not the west side, I guess. Um, but either way, yeah. So one example of that was when I was living in Tequila before we moved up here. Um, I had this cute little branch type thing, and it was special to me. And I used to call it my Charlie Brown tree. It just, I don't know, it came out. I don't think he would have had a bare, no leaf tree, but the reason that that was so special to me was because um, my friends Lacey and Holly took me out, took me and the kids up somewhere in the mountains, somewhere up north, and to pick up their tree. And I was walking around and I saw these little things lying around. Some branches had leaves on it, some didn't. So I asked the guy, okay, if I pick up something that's on the ground, do I have to pay for it or would it be free? It's like, no, if you find something on the ground and it's just something little like that, then you don't have to pay for it. So I got this cute little, it looked like the 2 inches of the top of a tree or something. Not 2 inches. Maybe it was a foot. Like, it's a good size. And they didn't have that many pine, whatever, needles on it. But I was like, you know what? We're starting fresh. We don't have furniture. I think we had, by that time, we had, let me see, I moved in November. So by that time, I think the only thing we had in that apartment, um, of course, food and stuff, but I had a table, a 3-person couch, sofa, whatever you want to call it, and a twin mattress, which I discovered had mold on it, given to me by my foster mom. Knowing my big boy had asthma, but whatever, that's a whole nother story. But when I was moving out of that apartment, I remember the people that were helping me move. They grabbed the little thing because it was on top of my lamp. Like I had a tall lamp, one of those generic Walmart black uh, lamp with the, it's kind of like not clear shade, but kind of like that whitish off-white, whatever. You know which one. Everybody has everybody has those. But I had my little Charlie Brown on top of that. And by this time, by the time I moved, of course, it was just a brown stick with a whole bunch of little arms. So it looked like a little tiny brown stick thing on top of the. And of course, somebody saw it, and I saw them almost putting it in the bag, and I was like, no. And then, of course, everybody looked at me like, that's junk. What are you doing? So I felt embarrassed, and I was like, okay. But as soon as they left after we moved and I was in my new place, I was like, it's not about the little Charlie Brown tree, it was about keeping that memory. Like, Lacey and Holly used to make us feel so special, so part of their family. So that was just a reminder of that memory. So, like, for me, I feel so whatever when people are like, oh, I don't feel love unless you give me a band or you give me a bag and this and that. And for me, it's about the little things that remind me of memories. Those are unreplaceable, and they hold a sentimental value. Like the like there's no dollar amount that can give you that type of feeling, at least for me. So I've been thinking about that a lot because off and on I get sick and I get worried about like whether my kids, you know, if something happens to me, like, are people gonna say like, oh, just get rid of this, just get rid of that? But they don't know that that might be something that has value to them. And it's almost hard to think about because I know, like, what I would tell them, like, no, let's get rid of this. And what I would be like, okay, that's if that's special to you, then hey, who am I to judge? I hope that people are gentle with them because I know that right now, thinking about the people that would help, they wouldn't understand because they're, so I kind of want to give them that confidence of being like, and give myself the confidence because I still try not to please people, but just to be like, oh, that's kind of silly, Joanna, like, let it go, or don't say that because that's going to sound weird. So I'm still needing practice in that area. Like, I'm gonna need to be better at that. So I'm gonna practice and hopefully they'll learn from me because it kind of happened when my oldest was living with my foster parents. There's certain things that I was doing with him in the kitchen from 10 till like 18 and 19. And I know, like, I think back to the time when I was 10, 11, 12, what I was doing and what I was forced to just do. Like, I went from not walking by myself anywhere to taking the train to school when I went into foster care, all in 1 year, from things happened so quickly from 10 to 11. It was just like, and people didn't really ask me, like, are you comfortable? Are you, like, ready? They were just like, you could do it. And maybe that was good because it made me just do it. But, yeah, like, I was teaching, and I was so scared of knives with my kids. I know they both should be cooking and this and that, but I remember when I started teaching my oldest, he was like 10, and I had him cutting stuff with butter knife, like whatever could be cut with butter knife, he was doing it. Or like we barely used the big knives. And I know like people like to be so proper and no, you gotta use this knife to chop onions, this knife to do this. And I just used a little knife. It's easier for my hands to control. I don't want to take no fingers off. And I was scared when he was learning. So, of course, when he went over there, he wasn't like, nobody said, like, okay, whatever you're comfortable with. They just like, oh, do this. So when he moved back with me and he started all that, I'm like, look, I already heard enough of that man when I live with him. I'd be damned if my own kid comes with his habits and his, like, push for control. It's just like, do what you want to do. I got him his own set of knives so that way, because he was complaining that mine wasn't sharp enough, this and that. I was like, okay, all right. But yeah, so like that that's been in my head for like a year, because I think that that's when he told me, like, oh, I realized I was doing this wrong or that wrong. And I'm like, it's not wrong. When you're cooking, it's whatever you feel comfortable doing, you know. That's how I teach my kids as far as cooking. There is no right or wrong, you know. You can always buy a, a, a knife sharpener. Hey, hey, hey. Say hi. Galaxy Slayer. But yeah, so just I'm saying that and I'm reminding myself to don't let people make you feel weird for things that you are comfortable doing or want to do or want to keep. Like if you want to keep a piece of wood, driftwood. My oldest loved driftwood. He has 3 things of driftwood. I'm like, are you going to do a project with it? What are you going to do? Because right now they're just like on each side of the bed. He has 2 on one and then one on the other side. And he collects rocks. And I'm like, okay, so what are you going to do with the rocks? Are you just, oh, they're just so beautiful. Da, da, da. But I give them the freedom as long as we don't become hoarders and have the house full of stuff up to the ceiling. I'm gonna let them be them. But love how you thinking don't stop. Right, Jesus. Oh, thank you, Galaxy Slayer. Yeah, so just I'm gonna practice that. I'm working on myself. There's a few other things that I'm working on too right now. Like I've been back on my fasting. I downloaded the fasting app. This time you have to pay. Luckily, they had one-time payment for a year or for a lifetime. So I got that one. So hopefully they don't come up with something new next year. But now the app doesn't have as many features as it did when it was free. So if that's all they're offering, if it does start to want to charge more or whatever, then I'm gonna, now that I got it down, how to fast for me the right way for me. So yeah, I'm just that there's some things that I think about and I'm like, oh, I should say a little quick something. I gotta get used to, like, I gotta get one of those phone things to hold the phone. Mine is not working for some reason. And I have a question for other people that just get on here and talk. Do you just write stuff down when you think, oh, I should talk about this or I should do a video about it? Or do you just pop up the phone and just start talking? I don't know, because most of the time that I think about something, I'm on my way to cook or to the bathroom to pee because I drink so much water. So tell me in the comments, what are some of the things that you do or you think that others might consider weird? Nothing sexual, please. Keep it clean. But yeah, just curious. And today is Sunday, so happy Sunday to everybody. It's crazy. My son yesterday was like, "Oh yeah, I'm so glad I have 2 weeks off." Oh, those are my kids. They're on their way to church. Um, but I lost my train of thought. Oh, I lost my train of thought. Too bad I can't rewind this and be like, what was I saying? Oh my God. Somebody remind me, what was I saying? The the noise distracted me. Uh, okay, well, I guess I'm meant to just get off then. I'm trying to think real quick. What was I saying? Anyways, oh, I do have, okay, so I have a story for you guys too. So, if you've been here before, if you haven't been here before, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, share if you care. Okay, so on Friday, I had a CT scan schedule. I went. I was so tempted to cancel again, but I was like, okay, this is the third time I try to do this. I gotta go. I gotta go. So I get there late because the driver is training somebody. And anyway, so long story short, we get there late, half an hour late. So I'm like, oh man, they might tell me I have to reschedule, whatever, whatever. They don't. They see me. They tell me what's gonna happen. They put the IV in. Um, they take some blood and whatever. But so the other person that does the CT scan come gets me, lays me down, and then through the IV that I still have, or the thing that I still have on my arm, they put this contrast thing, and they explain, oh, before I put it in, just to warn you, it's going to give you a heat sensation everywhere. So like a hot flash. And I'm like, okay, I'm used to those, so whatever. They say, yeah, but this will make you feel like you either pee on yourself or you want to pee. I was like, okay. I'm trying to imagine what that would feel like. I'm like, that's crazy. Okay, fine. So we have to do that to see the blood vessel. So for those of you who don't know, I am waiting to hear about a parathyroid surgery. I A year ago, 2 years ago, I found out that I have parathyroid. It's the thyroid sits here, but the parathyroids are four little glands in the back of your thyroid, and one of them was swollen. They did an ultrasound. They saw one of them was swollen. So they've been doing all kinds of tests, bone scan, CT scan, MRI. The other scan, I forgot what it was. And I already saw the surgeon. I've been seeing the endocrinologist. The endocrinologist, she's like, every time she sees me, because she sees me every 3 months, she's like, you still haven't had the surgery? I said, it's not my fault. The doctor keeps ordering new tests. Like the surgeon keeps, oh, she sees me, she doesn't see my neck swollen. They claim they want to know if there's more than one. They don't see it. And I'm like, do I have a swollen glands or do I not? But the other problem with parathyroid, it stops the absorption of calcium in your bones, so your bones become more susceptible to breakage or, sprain or whatever. And it pushes all that calcium into your blood. So it's not good, because if there's too much calcium in the blood, what I'm learning is you can have a stroke or a heart attack, and of course, that's not good. So it's frustrating because the endocrinologist is like, why is the surgery not done? And I'm like, talk to your friend over there at Fred Hutch, because I don't, she, the way she was talking to me, it sounded like she wanted me to wait, which normally I'm not a pill first type of person. I really am into as natural as I can first, to see if I could fix it that way. I've been trying this whole time. It takes your energy, along with the perimenopause, takes in my energy, along with the thyroid, the hypothyroid, takes my energy. So I have like four things taking my energy and sucking the life out of me, basically. But I have kids to live for, so I cannot, give into it mentally or physically. So I'm trying to fight. But it's frustrating to do all these appointments with like zero, like 10% to zero energy. And even though all these people are specialists in this or that, when I explain how tired, how weak, how this and that, they all look like I'm talking a different language. So I don't understand if they just don't hear that from everybody, or if that's what they do with everybody. I don't know. But either way, it's frustrating. So I just got on the patch, the hormone replacement therapy for the perimenopause. I'm waiting for that to kick in. It's been 2 weeks or so. So it says it's 3 to 4 weeks, sometimes 6 to 8. So hopefully I'm on the closer side of getting some relief for the perimenopause. Now, the point that sold me on the surgery was that, of course, because your body's trying to work hard, trying to keep this parathyroid under control, trying to keep your heart safe, while the calcium just keeps growing in your blood. The main point that sold me was that the surgery is like less than 20 minutes. I saw a video. I was scared to see a video at first, but I saw a video, and it's like, boop. By the time you go, like, you get the medicine to be numb and to be sleep, they're almost done. Like, boop, take it out. They showed it on the video. I think the person that they did the surgery had two, so they took out, there was two different sizes, a really small one and a larger one that looked like the size of a bean. So I don't know how small the parathyroids are. Hey, hey. I'm doing good today. I just noticed I have the sunlight on. That's why the light is so bright over here, looking like it's sunny outside, but it's just the sunlight replacing the sun, trying to get some fake vitamin D in my eyes. Because I realize I've not been sleeping well, so my eyes are hanging low. Like, I'm trying to like lift him up, get some light in him. But yeah, so the thing about the surgery is they say that once you have it, and I talked to a friend that actually had it when I was told that I was that I was gonna have to have it soon. And it made me feel so much more better, so much more comfortable about it because she had it done, and like the next day she was telling me, oh yeah, I already feel the difference. And she even had the same surgeon that I would have. But if she comes up with one more test, I'm gonna have to switch because it's in, like, if you can't see it, then I don't know what, because I want to know if it's gonna change my energy level. Like, I want that so bad. I was all prepared. I had people that were gonna look after my kids, help me out in August. It was supposed to happen the end of August. On the 6th, I had this 3-hour scan. You you take the medicine, you do a 5-minute scan on each side, and then I had a 45-minute break. So we went down and ate. Then we came back. Then the rest of the time, it was like a 7-minute scan on each side, and then a 20-minute scan on each side. And if you lay down on those flat things where they do scans, that thing is like, it's not hard like a rock, but it's not comfortable. And most of the time, it's made for skinny, tall women, I guess. Um, so I'm not that. I'm not. I'm neither of those. So some of my hands are like trying to fall down. So I put them in my pocket. Luckily, I had a hoodie, so I put them in my pocket. Fine. But that pain that I had getting up from that, because I also have sciatica, which shoots pain if I sit too long a certain way, or if I lay too long a certain way, pain starts shooting up like in my spine, in my back, my lower back, and it shoots up my spine. So it's very uncomfortable. And I wasn't told that I was going to lay down for that long without a break. I thought that after the 7 minutes on each side, he would pull me up, let me kind of stretch my legs, walk around, and get back on this and that. But, anyways, this time around, so I did the contrast, right? I did the scan, the CT scan. And let me tell you something, that contrast stuff, like the regular hotness everywhere, was fine. I've never had hot flashes on my toes, even though one of my legs have to be out the cover for me to be cooled down everywhere. Don't ask me until you go to perimenopause, you'll understand then. But the worst part of the contrast is, and the weirdest part is, you feel like you have to pee hot water. I'm like, what the heck is this? I've never in my life felt something like that. It felt weird. And then you have two guys coming up to you, the guy taking the CT and his assistant. Oh, are you okay? But I'm still feeling that hot, like burning coochie. Oh, I'm gonna have the parathyroid surgery. I forgot what it's called. Parathyroid. Anyways, you could look it up. The parathyroid surgery. Take out the one swollen glands. Sorry, I wasn't looking down. Um. So, anyway, so I'm very uncomfortable because my coochie's on fire, and I was like, "Is this what they meant by hot box?" Like, I got that hot box where my heart used to be. Oh my God. The thoughts that I had, that's why I had to stay with a blank face. Most of the time when I'm outside, because my thoughts are funny in my own head, I be cracking up. But anyway, so I'm very uncomfortable because I'm like, how long does this hot box last? But I didn't say nothing because I'm like, okay, I'm just going to drink a half a gallon of water when I get home and flush this stuff out. And so they take the blanket, and I should have kept that blanket or the sheet thing, the hot sheet that they give you. But I didn't think about it. So when I was walking out, I was cold. I didn't want to put on my jacket because then I would be too hot. It's too heavy for that area. So the guy was like, "Oh, you want a sheet?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah." So I grabbed the sheet right away. I look down and I see a red dot, like a red, like it in my head. I'm like, okay, that could be jam that got stuck between the ridges of, like hospital sheets have like thread that it looks like threads just really glued together. So I'm uncomfortable walking with him, but I'm enjoying the heat. But then I'm thinking, what if that crap is behind me? Like, oh, I had a T-shirt. So, but I did think, I'm like, what if there's more blood? Is this blood? Is this jelly? Like, what the hell is this? So then they had me sit down. They're like, okay, we want to know if you have any side effects, let us know. We'll come and help you out. So I'm sitting there. And now, mind you, I still have this stupid sheet thing over me because I'm like, if I put my coat, I'm going to be too hot. But this is like really bothering me. The dot just feels like it's crawling up, like it feels like it's growing. And then I get super disgusted because I'm like, there's so many things that could be on this blanket. If it has a dot of blood, which I could see, I don't want to know. Like, was this blanket washed or the sheet or whatever? So I was so disgusted. I was like, oh my God, oh my God. So then I noticed on the other side, before I took it off, it had a whole bunch of spots. Like, when you grab a rag and something is really dusty but it's wet, like the rag is wet, and you kind of put it on it and you pick it up to see if it's dusty, if it's too high or something. You go like that, you pick it up, and there's like dots or dust dust dots. Try to say that 15 times quick. Dust dots. And I was like, this thing cannot be something that they wash. It has blood on it, and then it has dust dots everywhere, like a whole, like it was this much. So I'm like, okay, let me. So I'm getting pissed because not only do they tell me before they bring me out, the CT people, the CT scanner people said, oh, the assistant. He's like, oh, we had this problem with our earlier patient, and I don't know what's wrong. And he points back to the little box that the CT scan guy is. He's like, yeah, you see, there's a technical team working on it right now. And I'm like, what's happening? Because they told me that the scan was gonna be 5 minutes. I know I was in that bit for at least 10 minutes. At least 10 minutes. And the machine is so weird because now, before, the people used to be like, okay, in 3, 2, 1, I'm going to tell you to hold your breath. So I was waiting for him to talk to me. I wasn't told that these new machines talk to you, but don't give you no instructions right before. So I'm like breathing normal. My hands is getting stiff because I got this little scan bed is even thinner. So there's no space at all for my arms. So I'm trying to grab my jeans. They're like, please don't move. I'm like, well, if I don't move, I feel like my arms is gonna break. Like I gotta do something with my arms. You want me to keep this IV thing in? Um, I gotta. So I started grabbing onto the sheet. Thank God that the sheets were long enough to drape over me. But before they take me out to the waiting room, they tell me that the machine did not work with the last patient. But he's like, oh, well, hopefully yours will work. Um, what's it called? Hopefully yours will work. You know, what they did last time was they shut the machine off and they restarted it and the images came up and da 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 da. So the machine tells you, hold your breath. It's like, what? Oh, okay. So you holding your breath, and then I'm like, how long am I supposed to hold my breath? Then it tells you, breathe. So I'm like, okay, I'm breathing. I didn't breathe hard enough, like deep enough, because then it tells you, hold your breath. And it could be random, it was random. So, like, you didn't know if you were holding your breath for a minute, 2 minutes, 5 seconds. It was random. And then, of course, the lights and I just closed my eyes because it gets you dizzy. You feel like you're going to the galaxy listening to the machine. So I'm like, I did all that and I did it longer. And you guys know that this machine is not working properly. You just had somebody that luckily their images came up. And I'm like, am I going to have to do this thing again? And I'm thinking about that contrast thing and how it burned my cooch. Like, I don't. And then I'm thinking, if I have to do this again, that cannot be good to take some foreign liquid in your body that you don't know what it's doing to your body. You don't know what it's going to do eventually, even though they say it leaves your body, whatever. So I'm like, well, if I have to do it again, I can't do it today. Like, I'm going to have to go. And they're like, no, no, we're gonna see. Just give us like 20 minutes, half an hour. Plus, that's how long it would take for you to be approved to go home. You know, we want to make sure you don't have no side effects. Da, da, da. Let us talk to the doctor, check in with her, and see what's going on. So I'm like, okay, so I have a bloody blanket. They put me in a machine that was way too small for my body, and they knew it wasn't working properly, that it could have messed up the images. They kept me in as twice as long as they had to because I guess they just kept clicking on the same image trying to make it appear. But they already knew that this machine had issues. I was fuming, but I'm like, okay, I'm on the patch, and I know if I say anything, then yes or no, I'm gonna start cussing people out. So let me just keep a straight face. So they're all concerned, like, are you okay? You want some cracker? You want some juice? No, I want a blanket or a sheet that doesn't have blood and dust dots on it, and I want some crackers because now my stomach is like feeling weird. Now, mind you, my cooch is still hot, doesn't burn anymore, but it still feels like I gotta pee hot water. They didn't want me to go anywhere unless I really, really had to go. Because if the contrast medicine made me dizzy or whatever, they wanted to make sure that they were there to give me the necessary medicine or whatever IV if I needed it. I didn't have any side effects, thank God. Although my right eye's been twitching, so I don't know if that's from not being able to sleep that much lately. For 2 weeks, I haven't slept normal. So I don't know if that's the patch or something else. But either way, so I did look it up and it says yes, it could be stress, it could be lack of sleep. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But it got worse after I came, maybe because that situation was stressing me out. Um, but you felt bad. Were you there? Were you my assistant? You felt bad? Corey, were you my assistant that gave me that bloody sheet? Lordy. And the thing is, I know for a fact that Fred Hutch gets a lot of donation. It's a cancer center type of place. It's where I get my mammograms. It's where everything. Um, so I was shocked that they gave me a bloody sheet, knowing that their patients are very susceptible to germ. I mean, you see cancer patients, they cannot be around dirtiness or germs or anything. So I don't know. Um, but yeah, that whole like the machine was broken and we knew it, but we still tried it on you and hopefully the images come out. I was ready to just blow up. I was like, okay, maybe I'll have to force my perimenopause to listen to me and stop letting it control me because I can't go around trying to fight everybody. Like I almost got into it with this guy at Dave and Buster. He cut me twice. The second time when we moved the line to another line, I was like, okay, I'll let you cut this time because I thought you were with this lady. But then he tried to bring somebody else in. I was like, okay, that's enough. So I had two big Mai Tai. The first one double and the first one triple shot and the second one double. And then I was able to calm down. So perimenopause make you feel like you're a gangster. Like I understand now why older women back in the day used to not care. They cut their hair short. It's all the hot flash. I used to wonder, I'm like, why everybody after 40 start wearing short cuts? Like, it's the dang hot flashes. You don't want to be having nothing on your neck when you are having a hot flash. Um, or like the bata when people would start wearing less at home or whatever, or even back home in the DR, like the older ladies walk around with what looks like a nightgown, but it's kind of like housewear. back Back there it's normal for older people, 70, 60, 80, whatever, to have those on, and they're always like going like this, like fanning themselves. So I'm like, well, you live here, so like, I don't know. I just never got hot, but now I get it. I get it now. So prayers up, fingers crossed that the surgeon, I swear, I have to do a pelvic test because they're trying to make sure I'm good down there. They said I have a beautiful, what is it? Not ovaries. What is it that they check when they do the no, beautiful, not pelvis. Anyways, they went in there, open you up, they do the swab thing. I'm the physical. I think that you have to have that every year. What I am forgetting right now, I'm so tired, but not sleepy. Do you guys ever feel that where you're tired but not sleepy, or sleepy but not tired? If that makes any sense to you, you know, put a high five or hands praise or say, yeah, me. Because, yeah, so she was like, oh my God, it's already uncomfortable to do that test because your legs are wide open. They're sticking that plastic thing in you, they're swabbing, they're cutting. This time, thank God, they didn't have to clip anything. But she was like, oh, it's beautiful. Is it now? I'm like trying to figure out. Oh my God, I don't know why ultrasound is in my head, stuck in my head right now. But not ovaries. Yeah, but anyways, the pelvic test is to make sure I'm not developing fibroids or anything like that, which I never had. So it's gonna come out good. And I'm starting to think maybe I should cancel that or reschedule that. Because I'm like, I just want to focus on the surgery, get it out the way. At the same time, I don't want to do it now. Since they didn't want to do it in the summer in August, I want to wait until after the New Year's at least. But if she's talking about, oh, let's do it in the summertime or whatever, I'm going to be like, you know what? Because I'm scared that she's going to say then, right before the surgery, just like she did this time. I did that 3 hour scan. I was so in pain. I'm like, okay, when can I come in, get this done? I want to feel my energy up again. I want my body to go back to normal and at least as normal as it can be. I'm not looking forward to having that scar, but I've seen people that had it like, maybe 10 years ago, and I don't hardly see it. Maybe because they're wrinkled and old, or, but I don't see anything. I was getting tired of the Facebook posts. I had a group on there, with that type of, I think it was either a thyroid or like some kind of group, but people were posting, and at first it was encouraging, like, okay, look how happy. The before and after is drastic. Like, the before is like the skin is pale, the eyes are like kind of like mine, just kind of look like you high, basically, because your energy's being strained. And then, like a week after, a month after, you see it, the picture is like vibrant, the color in their skin is back, this and that. So I'm like, okay. But then, towards after my surgery wasn't done in August, a lot of people started posting, I just had my surgery 2 hours ago. I just got out of the surgery room. And you see the red and you see the stitches or whatever. I'm like, oh my God, can you wait a week? Can you wait a month? Like, it's not encouraged. So there was many reasons why I left Facebook, but that was one of them. Like, I don't want to get scared and back out of having the surgery just because I see the scar. Now, I already got plans for the scar because I wanted to cover my ring tattoo. I wanted to redesign what I want. This time I'm not going to pick a picture from a white girl's hand, because I actually saw this on a white girl on I googled it, and that's how I picked what design I wanted for my ring when I was getting married, my tattoo ring. But the skin difference makes a difference. So it looks like a gel tattoo because it's that type of blue. It's like turquoise. On her, it looked really cute. And I was like, oh, that's hot. Instead of black or brown or boring colors, I should have just done silver because I always wear silver, or platinum or whatever. But yeah, now it's been, let me see, I got married in 2010. So you do the math. The tattoo is looking faded. There's some parts that are disappearing. And it also, obviously, I got divorced. So I want to get something for me, something that means something to me. So I'm not sure yet what. Oh, look, I'll show you guys. You see? Look like jailhouse tattoo. Like somebody from jail gave it. My ex-husband actually did it. And when he first did it, it looked really good. Like, on, that's supposed to be a diamond and it's like a V. And, you know, I kind of want a ring, kind of like it, like a thick van. Like, I don't want the thin ones that it usually, and then the There was three dots here and three dots there. I don't know why I chose that. I added that. The girl on the Google picture didn't have that, but either way, he did a really good job. But that color on my skin, it was cute when I was darker because it would pop out more. But the lighter I got, the lighter the tattoo got, and the more faded it got. And it's like, okay, it's time to cover it. But this year in 26, I'm definitely going to cover it. I just got to figure out what to get. And so I asked the doctor, I'm like, okay, have you had somebody ask, can they do a tattoo over the scar? So what I was thinking is, once it heals all the way, I would do silver, silver. So, like, you know how in high school, back in 90 something, 95, 96, 97, we used to have chokers that we wear these little plastic things. Now looking back, I'm like, it looks really stupid having something just, but it was hot back then. And since I know there's no way, like, I actually was gonna buy a whole bunch of chokers that would hang low enough to be where, because they're gonna do it like right in the. She said, oh, yeah, you have a nice little line right there. So the line that I have going around my neck, she's like, yeah, it's already giving me direction. I'm like, I felt like somebody was looking at me down there and saying, oh, yeah, that'll do. It's like, excuse me, jeez. But, yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, that's the plan to cover it up. They said, in 6 months or something like that, I could do it. But I'm definitely gonna do the ring one soon. Maybe for Valentine's, I'll treat myself or something and marry myself. Do a little ceremony with Tigger and Tigger and my little dino. Let me show you my little dino. Hello, everybody. I wiggle my head. I whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair back and forth. Here's my little Tigger pillow that my baby gave me. My big boy. He's always thinking about me. So, yeah, I have to come up with something. It's hard though because it's like I'm so undecisive. Like, I'm not undecisive with what I want to eat. I always know what I'm craving. Ever since I started this perimenopause, the cravings came back like I was pregnant, so it's weird. Like, I have something stuck in my tongue, stuck in my head, and nothing else sounds as good. So I'm like, I don't feel like eating because I just want a gyro. I don't feel like eating because I want chilies. Right now, I want a gyro so bad. You know what I want? I want a gyro with pernil and arroz con gandule. And I also want street Mexican corn. Weird combo, but that's what my stomach is like. That's what we want. So, anyways, I just wanted to tell you guys, like, just be yourself. I'm trying to control a little bit of that self because the perimenopausal Joa is way different than the regular Joa. So I'm trying to find the new me that's acceptable to be outside. Because I just want to bite everybody's head off, and that's not good. As soon as they say, like, if I don't know, like, any little thing can set me off. It's like and it's like, oh, I want to just, oh my God. I don't know. So, yeah, the perimenopause. It's a trip to try to figure that stuff out. And it's like, no matter how many, oh, my sunlight went out. No matter how many times, like, women go through this, doctors still don't help. They still don't do anything. They still act like they don't know what you're talking about. And I see female doctors at my regular clinic. Luckily, the woman, now that I know, all I have to do is say I want to refer to the women's clinic, and they'll listen to me a little bit more about that stuff. I wish I would have known that that's all it was. I thought it was, I had to do some kind of special tests or special labs or whatever. But no, all you have to do is, if you feel like you're in perimenopause or you have questions, ask for to see an endocrinologist or go to the women's doctor. That's it. And then they go through a list. They ask you, especially if your period has been irregular, you're 30 and up, because I thought it was a 50, 60, 70-year-old woman problem. So I was like, okay, I'm 40. No, before I started, I was like, okay, I'm 32. I have a long ways. Da 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 da. No, it started 34, 35, somewhere around there. I don't know what year, but I know it was around there. Before we moved from down south to up here. Um, and it started with just hot flashes, night sweats, and sometimes a little bit of rage. Just a little bit. Then it sped up the rage process once I moved up here. I was like a rat with rabies. I was just ready to just, take everybody off. So I was like, what's wrong with me? And the dizziness and the weight gain, that didn't happen until like 5 years after we moved up here. So it just, so the symptoms can be different for everybody. It could start off with, so that's why it was hard for me to catch the thyroid issue. Although I did say, okay, something else is up. My body feels, I was telling them about the perimenopause since 34, 35. She finally referred me last year. I got in this month. But with the thyroid, it was the same thing. It was 4 years later until they did the test. They did the test. They're like, oh my God, your thyroid. So everything can cause a heart attack and a stroke. Let me tell you, everything. When it comes to your throat, everything can cause a heart attack and a stroke. So they're like, oh my God, your levels are so high. You could have had a stroke. You could have had a heart attack, blah, blah, blah. So it's really just God keeping me here. Like, I know I'm not like the best example right now for how much God has done for me or the godliest person. I'm not trying to be fake. I'm not trying to be the godliest person. But I also recognize that there's a lot of things that could have or should have happened to me that didn't. And it's obvious that God is protecting me and He's keeping me here. He's giving me grace and mercy. So I am grateful for those things. But there are days that I'm just like, oh, I wish He would just call me home, because it's just a lot. Like, stuff keeps piling on, and it's just like, and this is why I hate, for people that have been here that know me, I've been dealing with HIV AIDS since 99. I believe the person that gave it to me was 98 or so. Um, so I got tested. I did a test like a year after I left that guy. I was entering into a new relationship, and I've been dealing with that. But seeing all the things that have happened and how they love to stamp you with the diet of AIDS related complications. That's what all the people that had HIV or AIDS, that's what they stamp on. But I feel so frustrated and want to yell because there's nothing I'm going to be able to do about it. But it's really the pills. Like the pills are so harsh on your liver and on your body that it takes away your bones, it takes away your teeth. Now don't get me wrong, the HIV does do a lot too. It does do a lot. But they hate they they will never say that the complications, all of them, did not just come from the HIV. A lot of them comes from the harsh ass pills that they make on purpose. Like they could have taken their time after the first few whatever come out, um, and done medicine with less side effects, or maybe I don't know. I just feel like I I don't feel like it's obvious that first of all, I believe they don't want to cure you. They don't want to cure you of cancer. They don't want to cure you of HIV. They don't want to cure anything. So that's that. Like I've always been a believer of that the doctors aren't there to cure you or really like help you in a natural way. Though they could hear that, oh, peppermint tea helps with nausea, this, and they could hear that 1,000 times. They would never tell the next patient, I was going to say customer, the next patient, oh, I've been hearing a lot that, peppermint tea might help with nausea, da da da. No, they just give you another pill, another pill, another pill. Nausea, okay, another pill, another pill. Now, they tell you when you're pregnant, right, that you're not supposed to take Tylenol, you're not supposed to do this, you're not supposed to drink this much coffee, da da da. You can't do all of that, but they can keep giving you pills for the side effects that they gave you a pill for last time and last time and last time. By the time you look around, you taking 14 pills for side effects. What is that doing to the liver that has to filter all that medicine? You only got one. You only got one. So I wish that they would be honest with the families. I wish that they would be honest with the people. But they won't, because if they say that some of the complications came from the medicine, then not everybody that gets on medicine will get on medicine as quick as they do. So it's a business. The medical field is a business. But don't get me wrong, I'm very grateful for the meds. I'm very grateful that I am able to take them because now my body's dependent on them. I was able to get off and on for years. I don't recommend that. I wish I would have just stayed off after I had my youngest. Maybe when I came back to Seattle, because when I was in Florida, it was a lot on my body. I was doing a lot more because down there wasn't as much help. The school buses it's just weird. It's just a whole situation. So if you have kids that are going to go to school and you're thinking about moving to Florida, do your research because you'll be spending money on having somebody pick him up, dropping him off if you can't, if you got to go to work or whatever. Or the other advice that I would have if you're planning to move to Florida and you never lived there, you visit, but you don't live there. Because I visit a lot and I was like, oh, I could handle it. I've been there. Oh, no. It depends on what area of Florida you live in. So I was visiting West Palm and Boca. I ended up moving to Miramar and Hollywood area. So totally different places and people. But I ended up liking, I love Miramar. It's more houses, it's more family oriented, it's calm, it's not too much rah-rah. In Hollywood area, there's parts that are calm, but for the most part, it seemed like more like a lively neighborhood. At least the area that I was in. I was close to a grocery store, salon. Everything I needed was in a little strip of dollar store or Dollar General, Family Dollar, whatever. Yeah, so it was really nice to have everything right there across the street. Um, but yeah, it was hard to find doctors and dental, and then it was hard to figure out the system down there. Like 211 don't even help you, right? They act like they don't know either. What do you need again? Oh, let me see. I'm like, oh my God. I probably could have found more if I just went on Google. But either way, yeah, fingers crossed. I am hoping I'm gonna see my doctor, the endocrinologist again, the end of January. So I'm hoping that by then it's done. It is scary though because it's almost like a C-section up here. They're gonna cut in your neck. So of course it's scary. And then they said, she's like, oh, I'm gonna have a light and I'm like, oh. And she's giving me kind of Dr. Jackie's vibe. Like when I met her, oh my God. I'm not a lesbian or anything, but she was so beautiful. It almost looked like she was a fake Barbie doll, like a dark skinned Indian Barbie doll. So beautiful. So I was just like surprised because sometimes you see the doctors, doctor white, doctor this, and you think it's, you're going to have some white lady or some white man come out. And I was just like, oh my God. And plus, she was wearing very bright colors. I was like, yeah, it's my kind of girl. But the way that they treat you after they see you, I thought that they were going to be checking in on me, like the nurse that deals with her and it's on my team. I thought she would be like, so how you feeling? Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I thought that it was like a baby step thing. It's like they treat you, they love bomb you while you're there. And then it's like they don't even pick up the phone. You don't know if you call 3 times out of 1 week, you might get the nurse that you're supposed to deal with one time. Every other time you have to leave a message. And I thought that after the scan I would get a call, the 3 hour scan, I would get a call from her and be like, okay, the doctor, she still wants a CT scan to see um, the parathyroid's better and this and that. Nope. I got some robot call saying you have a request for. I'm like, another scan after that painful 3 hour scan. I was in tears when my son helped me, get up from the bed. My back was on fire. It was shooting up pain, shooting up pain. I was in tears. I didn't even cry like that after I had a C section or the second C section. I came home and got right to it, feeding my kid, taking my other kid to his bus stop. I think I had a week. I had a week that my foster mom kept my oldest son. He was starting school, so um, I think she would take him off and on during the day. But I had a week that I think he was staying with her, and then I had time to get used to the baby and this and that. But I also moved 2 weeks before I had the baby, and there was crap all over the apartment still. Um, so, like, I had to move my sectional the right way. I had to move boxes outside. This was a day after having my son. I had to come home. The nurses kept asking me a few hours after I had the second C-section, which is more dangerous because they had to cut harder after the first C-section. Some nurse kept bugging me, "Are you ready to go home? Are you ready to go home? Are you ready?" I don't even know if I ate because, you're so worn out. Even though it's a C-section, people think, well, it's a C-section. You're laying back. It still takes energy. And then, of course, you have this new baby. You're feeding them, you're changing them, as much as you can. Um, but they just kept asking me, "Are you ready to go home? Are you ready to go home?" I wasn't even in my regular room when they started asking me. I was in my recovery room. But once my foster mom left, she left like 5 minutes after I had my second kid. Um, I don't know. I think I was by myself, and they're like, "Oh, this is gonna be easy target right here. She got nobody. She's alone. Let's take advantage of that. She's worn out." So I called the kid's godfather, and I'm like, "I gotta get out of here." So I just went home, and yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be weird. Like they said, "Oh, it's nothing." Everybody that's had it said that it was easy, it was fine, this and that. But I know me, I'm dramatic. I'm gonna be scared to swallow. So I'm already thinking, like, okay, I gotta get applesauce, yogurt. I gotta get smoothie stuff. I was getting not Factor smoothie, but Harvest. I think it's Harvest. No, they have some really good smoothie. I'll post a picture here. I still got some coffee ones up there. Um, so yeah, I had a membership with them. I might have to renew that. And cause yeah, even if they tell me, "Oh, you could eat," I know me. For a day or so, I'm gonna be like, "Nope." I'm gonna make sure I got soup made already. I, and I might even blend that and just drink it. It sounds nasty just thinking about it, drinking blended chicken soup, but it is what it is. I'm gonna have to do what I have to do to feel comfortable. But yeah, I'm just hoping that this gets out the way and that everything goes well. The weird thing about it is, like, I have people giving me fake love, like people that say that they love me, but I feel like they wish me harm, like they think harmful stuff. Like, once I'm done with somebody or whatever, I don't really wish them bad. I don't really think about them like that. I'm just like, okay. Now, if they say anything to me once whatever, um, the ones that I'm done are really blocked, so they can't say nothing to me. But anybody that's not blocked, that's like, you know, I I just feel like not everybody that says that they love me or that they care about me wish me well. You know what I'm saying? So but the good thing about it is that you don't have to have You don't have to fear people wishing you bad, or, waiting for your downfall somehow, or waiting for your funeral to show up to cry even though they don't visit you. Like, um, yeah. So, but I also know that I'm protected, and I know everybody says that, oh, God don't play about me, God don't play about me. Well, He have shown me more than once, more than twice, more than 3 times. I lost count how many times He's shown me that it feels like sometimes life takes me to the edge of a cliff, and it feels like I have no other choice but to jump and trust Him. And even though it's scary, it's unpredictable, people might look back, they're in the bag like, what is she doing? But once I take that leap of faith and just jump, He got me. So I know this is going to be another thing, because I have to be there for my son. He's graduating June 27th, 2027. So I know God is going to get me through it, and I'm going to be there for him, and of course for my oldest too. Um, but I am a little, like, I'm the type of person that always tries to be strong and this and that, but like, I really wish that if people claim that they care or whatever, that they would offer, like, do you want me to go with you to hold your hand, or are your kids are okay? Like, do you guys want me to bring a meal? I know that my little one's school did that once. When I had pneumonia, and I fell down a couple of times walking him home from school when he was like in second grade. It's weird to think like I was that bad then and got pneumonia twice. The parathyroid makes you, like, I talk a lot. And so it kind of reminds me like, you overdoing it, stop. So I'll get off soon, but yeah, I just, I know my son doesn't mind being there and he loves being there for me. But, and don't get me wrong, like, I know that I have burned some bridges with people here, for different reasons. And I know what I did, I know my part. So I'm not expecting those people to show up, but just the other people that say that they care or whatever. It's like, I do have Teresa that always checks up on me. She's the lady that started delivering Hope Link, and then we became friends, and now she's like an auntie to my kids, and she's like a sister to me. So that's always good that, like, God, I feel like I lost my family, my blood family, a long time ago. But God has always placed people in my life to be that sister, to be that auntie, to be that grandma, to be that mom figure. Although it'll never compare to the real thing, I do notice that, and I appreciate it, because it would feel so lonely if I didn't have nothing like that, and didn't have my own. So God does his best to, like, I almost feel like he's like a parent that overcompensates. Like, he'll give me 2 or 3 moms at once, or he'll give me 2 or 3 grandmas at once that are grandma types, and, or, and for my kids too, I've seen that he gives them family wherever we go. So I don't know if that happens with everybody, but I do see that in my life that God never lets me feel like that there's nobody. I always have one or two people at least, So right now it's one or two, but and they're going through a lot. So I'm not expecting, like Teresa does so much for me. So I'm not expecting that from her or whatever, but and I'm really not expecting anybody to. I just wish somebody would surprise me and be like, "I'm here for you." Because I know, like, I would fly, and I know my one of my sisters said, that she would fly, but I panicked because every time they come, it's like a tornado. It's not chill time at all. One likes to go out to expensive places, and one wants to be out in the street. I don't do either. Like, I don't make the money that they make. I'm not the same age and not the same stage in life. I don't really, you know, have the energy for it too. Like, if I had the energy and the money, okay, fine. There's times that I look back on what me and my middle sister did, and I'm grateful, even though I was kicking the whole way there, like us, Brad. But I look back, I'm like, oh, I'm glad she forced me to go to this restaurant. I'm glad she forced me to go to the Needle. I'm glad, because I've been here since 95. I was not interested in, not one bit, in going up to the Needle. Because I heard it was $14 to just ride the elevator. I'm like, what? You get charged to ride an elevator? Like, what? I see it from here. And plus, you can go to tall buildings and see the whole Seattle downtown. So I figured I'm not missing out. But doing it and reading the history and doing all the thing, I'm like, okay, this was cool. We did it with the kids too. Anytime we did stuff with the kids, I was so happy. I was giving them an experience and also getting out and doing stuff that I would normally not do. So I am grateful for those moments when I look back. I just wish that if my sisters did want to be supportive, I wish that they would think like, okay, she looks healthy, but let me ask her, do you have energy to go downtown today? Do you have energy to cook? Do you want me to cook? What that type of stuff. Or anybody that comes visit, like, I just, I hope they understand that I'm not the same Joa that they met 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. I'm not her. Like, I can't be in the kitchen and ripping and running in the street like I used to. I just don't have the energy. Plus, I'm trying to prepare myself for the surgery, so I really can't be out there doing all that anyways, like drinking and all that stuff. I gotta keep myself as clean as I can until then. So once I get my surgery done and healed, then I'll have a celebration drink or something again. But yeah, just pray for me, and yeah, I'll keep you updated. Hopefully, I'm starting to get a bad taste from Fred Hutch. So I'm like, should I switch? Because now that I'm going to feel uncomfortable. I don't know. I mean, the nurse and the surgeon, they were really nice. Both of them are really friendly, really bubbly. Well, the nurse was really bubbly. So I'm like, once I see them again, then I'll be like, okay. But I don't know. I just wonder, did they go in the dirty pile just for me with that sheet? I'm not gonna let that go. I'm not. I don't care how it looks from now on. Whenever I have to do anything in the hospital, I'm bringing my own damn blanket. I'm gonna buy me a little fleece. Actually, I have a couple that I could take. I just looked at my Tigger one, and I'm bringing my own damn blanket. I forget the hot stuff. I don't care if it's hot or not. I'm bringing my own little fleece blanket, and I don't trust. I'm not gonna trust them again to give me another bloody sheets. But anyways, yeah. Hopefully, um, I'll try to come on before Christmas again. See what you guys are planning on cooking and doing and all that stuff. If not, I'll definitely do a video before New Year's. But yeah, pray for me, and I will be thinking about you guys. I'm also curious to know, there was a subscriber on my last video that lost her grandfather, and I've been thinking about that subscriber. I'm guessing it's a her. I'm not sure, but and I forgot the name. But I do remember that, and I've been still praying for them, the family, because that's heavy. Right before, I think she lost them right before Thanksgiving or right after. So either way, just to let you know, I've been thinking about you guys, the whole family, praying for you. So whoever you are, I know if I listen to my last video out here, because I said the name, the name that comes up on here a lot in the last video. So, but yeah, God knows who you are. I've been praying for you. Hopefully, you guys are getting through it. And, just know we all see each other. Supposedly, we all see each other again. I hope so. I hope we don't end up on some lab, some lab farm or whatever, and that's where we see each other again, and then we realize, oh, we were tricked. We're not dying and going to heaven. We're dying and becoming robots. I don't know. So hopefully that's not it. Oh, makes me feel like maybe cremation is the best choice. But anyways, hope you guys have a great Sunday. I know people are gearing up for the Super Bowl, and this and that is getting close, I know, right? Because isn't like February the time of the Super Bowl, or is it closer? I'm not sure. I don't really keep up. Somebody tells me, oh yeah, my team won, or somebody posts some stuff, and that's how I know the seasons have changed or what teams are doing what, by the little posts here and there. But anyways, yeah, fingers crossed, toes crossed, eyes crossed that everything goes well and that they finally give me a date. I'm hoping January 13th or whatever, the second week. I figure that might be halfway through January, but the second week of January, that would be great, you know, or the third week, that would be great. Let's get that done and over with. But yeah. So anyways, like, share if you care, comment. Thank you for those of you who are involved and comment, and I see you click on the tap fans or whatever when you come in. I am grateful for the ones that listen to me rambling. And just remember to always trust your gut feeling. Doctors have degree, but you know your body. I've been bullied and pressured to think that I wasn't feeling what I was feeling. And that cost me 10 years of discomfort with the perimenopause, 4 years of discomfort with the thyroid, and 2 years with the parathyroids that they were testing me, but they didn't tell me that my calcium was high for 2 years. And then finally, there's, oh, we gotta, check this out. Let's refer you to the endocrinologist. So, you know, push them as much as they get paid. I'm getting bills, not bills for myself, but just the insurance company now wants to tell me how much everything costs all the time. They used to tell me that once a year, like all your meds is once a year, this is so much for a year. Now they're telling me every month or every time I go see somebody, they're like, especially my regular doctor, your doctor got paid $200, $500. This test costs $200, $150. Da, da, da. It's like, why? Why? I don't know. And it's a shame that they get paid to just sit there and stare at you like you're talking gibberish, like you're just talking a different language. So frustrating. And the doctor that I do like, that I feel like she listens, she switched her hours, and my perimenopause don't mix with her hours. She does early mornings, and I am no bueno until like 12 or 1. No longer. The last 2 years, I've noticed I stopped having appointments 11, unless it must be that time. Like if I have to go in at 9, 10, or 11, okay, I have to do it. But yeah, most of the time, nope. Mm-mm. That's one of the reasons why I can't do church anymore. I got used to during the pandemic watching it online. And I tried to go back, and then I felt some fake stuff from some whatever uppity ditty girls. And I'm like, oh my God, it's the PSA, or what is it? PTA type of girls. When I first moved up here, oh my God, my son's school PTA leader, or whatever she was, the head beach in church. Oh my God. I don't know why people act so hidey-dighty, mighty. Like, you are just another human. You are just another person. Like, get off your damn high horse. I can't stand that. So I'm not going to be fake. If I feel uncomfortable, if I get judged or whatever, it's just like, I already have a hard time getting out of bed, getting motivated, trying to figure out what to wear in this new body that's foreign to me, that's uncommon, that don't fit the way that I want to dress, don't really go with this new body. So I already go through a lot trying to get out the door. And to go somewhere to be judged, what? When you're supposed to be in the name of God or whatever, it's like, okay, I'd rather have Dunkin' Donuts. Anyways, all right, guys, well, have a good one and do something nice for yourself. Like, hopefully soon, I will be getting a massage. Somebody asked me, what do you want? I'm like, I feel guilty saying a massage because we need things here. But I'm like, life is so short. So sometimes I just got to push what we need if it's not a dire need, if it's not an immediate need, and just have a little bit of the wants. Stuff is getting tougher, things are getting cut. So things are getting harder. Having two grown boys and Luckily, my oldest works, and I told my little one, he did want to work this year, but I told him, try for the summertime because I never wanted my kids to be distracted. It's a lot. Like I did it. I worked 2 jobs and I was going to high school. I was cleaning a church for the weekends, 2 hours every weekend, every Saturday. That was nothing. Then I got a job at Ivers, um, the one in Northgate. It's not there no more. Like none of my jobs are there anymore. Blockbuster's not there no more. Iris is not there. The Old Navy that I used to work in is not there. The Disney I used to work in is not there. The Babes I used to work there, it's not there. I mean, Babes is still open, but it's a whole nother, like it's not what it used to be. What it's supposed to be intended for, and because they're trying to bend to go with the flow and go, instead of being peer advocates like we're supposed to be, they're just pandering to the transgenders and the gays, and like the natural born women are kind of pushed out now. Or that's what it feels like. It just feels like it's just a bunch of, like, a show. It's a show. And for the most part, they choose who they let in their cliques. And that's not what Babes was supposed to be about. It was supposed to be a peer counseling support. There's not a lot of women support for women living with HIV. So it's sad that the one place that women could go to, unless you're new, and of course they want the numbers, so they're gonna pull you in and love bomb you, and so exciting, don't worry, we got you. And the minute that the head B decides that this person is not cool enough, this person doesn't, whatever, whatever, they have their main cliques. The times that they receive donations, I've worked there twice, so I've seen the switch. The first time there wasn't that type of clique. It was an office clique, but it wasn't, we didn't exclude anybody from coming to the support groups. We didn't exclude anybody from the Christmas gifts, the donations. The second time I worked there, there was all this push, like stuff was being put aside for one person that had 6 kids. Oh, they just admire her so much because she had a job. She was like, okay, but what about this? Like I was a big advocate for my Latinas. I wasn't gonna let my Latinas get pushed aside just because they were focused on these 2 white ladies, and then there was an African lady that they liked. And then the gays and the lesbians and the trans, they're in their own group and they love them too. But they were trying to push out the OGs and the Latinas. And I was like, not while I'm here. Fuck no. You know. So, but anyways, we might as well say that that's gone for the regular people, the OGs. That's kind of gone. The support. It feels fake when you do try to reconnect. It feels very fake because the lies have been passed here, passed down. So the new people that work there have this animosity. Like there's this black girl that works there, and I feel her heat every time she's around me. And I was like, B, like, I don't even know you. Like, you never introduced yourself. The only reason I knew she worked there was because we went on speaking engagements, like to colleges or whatever. So she would tell her story and I would tell mine. And she would smile to the other girls that I was with, and but you could feel the cold shoulder, like, B, you're supposed to be a peer counselor. Get over yourself. Like, I never met you. You heard things about me. Yeah, I didn't like your boss. I hated Nicole. She wasn't the boss, but she might as well have been. She was the ringleader, like everybody following the leader, the leader. It was so irritating. I was like, heck, why the heck is nobody checking this girl? Like she act like she's the boss. I mean, my the girl Kelly, she was kind of like neutral. She was like whatever, but she was in the cloud, so she was in the clique. So like, you know, she wouldn't stand up for the outcasts. And I was shocked that the black girl that worked there with me at the time was kind of like so up the ass of Nicole. Like she was so obsessed with that girl. And I'm like, girl, that girl is racist as hell. She got a racist boyfriend that she's planning to marry. But you want to be over there with the Ku Klux, with the Klan. Okay, girl. Whatever works for you, you know. Whatever works for you. But yeah, all the other jobs, I'm like, dang, I'm gonna look like a liar soon because I'm gonna be like, yeah, I did all these jobs here and there. None of them are there anymore. They're different stores or got moved, and I think they closed down the food court at Northgate. So I'm like, dang, you know. But that's how it is. That's how it is. After a certain amount of time on this earth, you start seeing the change. I see now why the older people were like, back in my days, back in my days. I'm starting to not say that, but I am starting to be like, man, I miss. Like every time, the other reason I don't like to go out like that is this new music. There's no way in it. Like, I don't see myself at a club or at an event and they're playing the whole bunch of you don't know what the heck. Even Eminem, he raps fast. Busta Rhyme, he raps fast. But you can hear the words that they're saying. You know what they're saying. That's how you could be like, oh, oh, you know, you hear the this, you hear that. The new like music and this twerking music, Megan, this and that other girl with the red hair, I don't even remember her name. I'm just like, I'm so sick of it. Like, yes, we all have ass. Yes, I mean, I'm sure it looked like that when we were dancing back in the day. You know, reggae when it first came out, La Lambada. I mean, that was the most sexual dance when you hear. You knew it was time to get close and swipe, swipe, swipe. You know? So having the leg between the leg and it was like a whole new level. Now it's like they're screwing in the club. Like, mm-mm, mm-mm. Leave something for the imagination. The girls are teaching the girls, the little babies, to go outside with nothing on. I'm thinking about all the germs that is on your butt. You sitting on the dirty chair that who knows how long, how many people sat in, how many germs, how many this and that. Because you want to show your butt. You want to be ass out somewhere. It makes no sense to me. Like, I understand feeling sexy and being sexy and this and that, whatever. But you have to show your ass every day of the week. Walking around with stockings, no, nothing on it. Like, celebrities do stuff. They go back in their green screen room and they change. They go home nice and comfortable. They don't walk around with that stuff on all day. They don't go down the street and get annoyed when the guy wants to be like, oh, you naked, you ready. They don't do that. They get in their fancy car, they go to their fancy hotel, they go to their fancy mansion or home. They're selling something that they don't do. But whatever. People are falling for it. But anyways, don't let anybody tell you that your weirdness is too weird to be weird, like to be normal. Just make it normal for you. Just I'm gonna push myself to have the courage to ignore the looks and the glares. If I want to do something, I'm just going to do it and say, yep, that's the JMTC way. That's what I'm going to start doing. That's the JMTC way, and laugh about it. And hopefully they laugh so we cannot be, I don't want to be awkward a long time, but if it is, then I'm gonna play music. That's how I'm gonna do it. That's how I just decided. That's what I'm gonna do. This is the JMTC way, and if it's still awkward, I'm just gonna blast the music in their face. Put something on Pandora, let it play whatever comes on, and that's it. And we can all move on. If you want to be awkward over there. I'm gonna be dancing over here. Anyways, love you guys. Bye. Do 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 do.